Hello, I'm Bruce Lorincz, and this show is called Bruce on the Loose. I talk to people in Wadsworth, the school system, the city government, and stores. And we're here, Urban Cottage. Don Lynch is with us. And how long have you been here, downtown Wadsworth?
In Wadsworth. We just moved over here from Seville in January.
Okay.
So we were in Seville for a few years, and Worcester, this is where the store started. So we were over there before. But we've been here since January, opened at the end of January, beginning of February. And it's been really busy and very fun to meet everybody here so far.
So Wadsworth is a welcoming community.
It really is.
And I would imagine the stores on either side of you and across the street have been welcoming as well. You sell different things than what they do, and they probably embrace that.
Yep, we don't sell the beer like at next door, but we do support them. We support the Dora that is in the community, which is nice to have people enjoy that. A lot of different things on this side of the street, and in the square. It doesn't seem to be repetitive, which is nice with the stores. There's no competition, and everybody's been really nice. All the store owners come in and say hi and visit myself and the dog.
So what about the moves from Worcester to Seville to Wadsworth? Is there a rhyme or reason to those movements?
No, I think that the previous owner and I both agree that change is good after years. You know, you have to shake things up to keep moving and keep vibrant. Moving from Worcester to Seville was something that she chose to do, and then I moved the store over there, and then to here. Just staying where the community is busy and alive, and where the city supports the town too.
How about downtown Wadsworth? Were they very supportive in helping you to feel invited and moved in?
Absolutely. I met with people at City Hall before I took on this spot. They told me everything I needed to know about the area. The mayor was wonderful, and then the store owners really keep you updated on what's going on. And Main Street Wadsworth is also, Megan from Main Street Wadsworth was also really helpful too.
Seems like a nice, homey,
It really does.
you know, the owners, help each other and pull for you, because if they're happy with what they buy here, then they may go and get a liquid beverage or maybe some flowers. I just was over across the street getting some flowers for my beautiful wife.
They have great flowers across the street.
They really do, no question. So it's all together, and really Wadsworth should be proud of having a real authentic downtown.
This is true. It really is very different. It's from when I grew up to seeing a small town like this, from being in a bigger city. It was not like this when I grew up, and it's still nice to see this, and people enjoy the walking around in the community and talking to each other. It's really very inviting to live here.
Well, what about some of the things behind us here? Looks like some very nice possible gifts.
Yep.
Little jacket maybe, and sweater.
Yep,
Although we're getting into a little warmer.
A little bit.
You never know in April.
Yes, this is true. It could go on through May, but we always have a little bit of everything here. Some clothing, things for your home, mainly some different gifts for people in your lives to cheer them up, birthdays or anniversaries, for men and women. So it's not just for one side, it's for everybody to come check everything out. And when people come in, they spend a lot of time here walking around and laughing, and it's really nice to hear that.
And you give them time. They have to ponder. They have to look how that would appear on their daughter or something.
Correct.
And you don't really rush people in and out.
Nope.
They take their time.
Right, no pressure. Come on in and check things out. There's a lot of different vendors here from this area, from United States, and a couple from overseas too. So it's nice to support small businesses inside this small business.
So you have vendors locally and throughout the states and foreign.
Correct.
Wow.
There are some really cool stores that we don't get to see in the United States that we can bring over here so they can be seen here. Some really neat things that just aren't available to us here.
Yeah. So tell me about some of the things we have behind us here.
Well, we have, maybe over here, we have some of some teas that people like to drink, planning on getting some coffees in stock as well. Some clothing for women. We have some clothing for men as well. There's some jewelry and some male skincare products too, which is nice to have for guys as well.
So especially with the summer coming up,
Yep.
with that being outside doing some work, or maybe umpiring in my case.
We'll fix you up.
Okay, those are really important. The skin.
Looking good, feeling good.
It can really result to maybe cancerous situations. So we
True.
want to avoid that.
Right, we have a lot of natural products and candles as well. which are good for your home, that are natural candles, scents that you put into your body. So you have to be careful with that. But we do look for all of that when we buy things.
Do you have one item or two items that top your list of sales?
Well, we do have some nice, I prefer some of the decor, actually, from some of the companies that I buy from. Some women run businesses, a lot of things for the walls. Sugar Boo is one of my favorites that I carry. They have a lot of really cool art. I like anything that's different, not that you'll find in any of the big box stores that are made repetitively. We try to keep it small choices, limited amounts of items, so that we can move on to the next item that's new and upcoming.
I'm sure the artists take a lot of pride in what they do and what they provide to you, and you have a history and can tell people what went into the making of that item.
And I can be in contact with them, even though I don't really know them.
Right.
When I purchase from them, we still have a small communication, either by a handwritten letter, that they're very grateful that we are supporting them. So it really is something that everyone else is helping with someone else with.
How about First Friday? That coming up kind of May, right around the corner. What has First Friday done for your business?
You know, I didn't really know what to expect. I hadn't been, although we live close by and have come in up to the town a lot. We meet so many people just from them walking in to visit on First Friday, and their families and children, which is so fun. Most of the time I'm exhausted by the end of the night because we have so many conversations with people.
Right.
That's really nice. And then they'll come back at another time, even if people aren't shopping. It's just to have the community feeling that they're welcome and somewhere to be, which is very nice.
And also the children, they have, maybe if they're inclined to, have an art background, they could say, well, I could do that, or provide impetus for them to go forward. And then, of course, when a child sees something, they probably want to come back or get it right there.
We know how that is. And we aren't geared towards children, but there are things in here that children can use and see. Anything that can make them productive with art, or anything that they like. There's jewelry for a lot of the girls. Love to come in and look at the jewelry with their moms, which is very nice.
Especially, again, you say the uniqueness is there.
Correct.
And if they get that jewelry, someone else probably won't have that. I mean, it's probably quite unique.
Right. I try to keep it limited. We don't want to repeat too many things in here. There are the staples, but we try to get new almost every week. You could ask my husband.
Right.
There's new deliveries at the house every week.
Okay. All right. Why Wadsworth? You have a lot of very nice communities around, and Wayne County, it sounded like you were in the fringe of that. Why Wadsworth?
We really like the area. Like I said, we live in Sharon Center, so we are always over here at the restaurants and at the brewery. And we just had a feeling, and when I saw the space come available, I just really had a feeling and knew that it was the place that we should move to. There wasn't any question. Medina's very busy and a very nice square, but Wadsworth just seemed like the place that we needed to be.
No question. And Wadsworth, the individuals support the local businesses, and they take good pride in what's here. And they like quality items, too.
Correct. And there's not a lot to be, there's not too much. It's just enough, I think. With a couple of the restaurants here, you have so many varieties of what you can do and eat and hang out. And for the children with the arcade, that's a nice addition, too. And the ice cream over at Dolce. And I mean, that's just a really fun afternoon when you're out doing things, shopping and hanging out.
A lot of different things here, no question about it. And when, like you say, a store becomes vacant, it isn't too long before it's occupied by another business, and that's very positive.
I remember I had to hurry. I had to hurry and move quick because I knew that they would fill up really quick here.
What about other amenities? What about a couple people at my church are in the flower group, and they'll have the flowers on the square, and does that add to the ambiance?
I think so. We sell a few plants here, and then I know that all the markets will be starting up in the springtime, correct? The farmers markets. So I think that there'll be a lot to offer with that. We don't carry fresh flowers or anything that we have the nice place across the street. We don't want to infringe on that, but. The women that come in here have been at all the different stores over there already checking things out. So they come over here for the clothing and some of the other home goods.
Right, right. Yeah, it's a kind of a happy family,
It's a
isn't it?
full-stop
Yeah,
shop
right,
in
right.
Wadsworth.
You gave me another idea for a show, Megan Harvey. We'll promote that coming up because a lot of the vendors are all local, and you can get a lot of fine things there. So why don't we go ahead and break and then have another location for the store
Okay.
and continue the fine story of
Find
of
something
this.
else.
Yes, that's for sure. We'll be
Okay.
back in a second. Back with the second segment with Dawn, and we have a lot of different things here. I enjoy butterflies, and we have
These are some posters.
posters with butterflies and of very. It seems like over the years the butterfly population has been declining, but boy, there's a lot of unique butterflies on that poster.
Butterflies are a big seller in home art. There's some nice things you can do with these posters, different uses for them. Butterfly art on the wall, people love to have them in their house. It's a simple addition to your home that's and also an easy gift that you can gift to
Right,
somebody.
right. And
Yep.
you also have a dog, a very fine dog that I've met, and some dog biscuits and some treats here for
Yep. Archie
for
is our store dog.
Archie, yes.
My sister makes homemade dog treats. They're called
Okay.
Jonesy's dog treats. They're handmade, by her for animals, for dogs that some have allergies, some that don't. She sells them in the store here, along with a couple other things that we have for some animals in the store.
And I
as
see
well.
some lovely white candles there. That certainly has a calming effect on the home, and people especially like to utilize them in the
When
winter,
they're,
I think.
yep,
Yeah.
and when they're shopping in here, we like to play the music and have the lighting on. It makes it for an easier shopping experience, one that they'll enjoy and not be rushed at, and not overwhelming.
And we have posters. We have a fox and a toad and a rabbit
Yep.
on the wall there.
Watercolors are hot right now. Watercolor art, watercolor workbooks are some of the best sellers. Those are gifts for any range, children through seniors. People seem to enjoy them a lot. Puzzles as well. You wouldn't think that puzzles are still pretty hot, but they really are.
Yes, but well, with COVID, people
Yes.
were caught inside and reading and puzzles and all sorts of things that we got away from. We did
Correct,
during
correct.
COVID, and it's still carried over. No
Good for
question about it.
self-care, right? For
Yes,
yourself.
yes,
Yep,
very
you have
much
to
so.
remember that.
And a little, cerebral work, and
Correct.
people figure things out. It's a good situation. What
Yep.
about the location here, Main Street? You have ample parking on both sides of the street. Has that been a concern? And
No.
snow removal? Does the city
Oh,
come?
yeah, that's awesome. I have to say, I used to shovel my own snow and salt my own sidewalk, though there is a front and a back entrance that people
Oh,
can
okay.
come in. Anyone's welcome to come in the back door. The brewery has a patio out back, which is really nice for everybody. And there's ample parking back there. And that'll be nice when the Pocket Park opens as well, down the street.
The City of Wadsworth is doing some improvements, and Pocket Park is underway. And
It's exciting.
you gave me another idea for a show, Dawn. I can't believe
Yeah,
you're putting
do your
you're putting
job,
me to
you know.
work. Yeah, for
Sorry.
sure. What other things do we have over here?
Let's see, we have some really nice linen prints. Those are great gifts for people that need a little piece of art in their home, for pick-me-up, something to make you feel good. They're handmade linen prints by a company that is run by women. So that is also a nice gift to have for somebody. You can use those in your home. And there's always plenty of notebooks. That's a great gift for someone,
Yeah. A lot of people take
Journaling.
note, journaling, yes, no
very
question
good
about it. My
for you.
daughter
Yep.
does that.
Does she?
And she is a regular journalist, and
Good.
she writes down her thoughts and ideas. And turning to, we didn't get a chance to look at the wall. Maybe Abe can get that at the end. That wall is pretty unique.
This building is from 1900.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, the brick in here, it's real hard to hang things on, but it also showcases things a lot nicer than a drywall wall. There's a lot of bricks that are loose in here, which is kind of cool. There's a lot of features in this building that I find every day that make it really different and unique. It's just a really nice place to be.
So a lot of history here in the building, and also, you can utilize that to your advantage,
Yes.
and really show it off to people out of town,
Yeah,
especially.
they enjoy it when they come in.
Okay.
The building itself is really cool too, so.
Okay, what do we have on this side? We have,
There's
again,
some
more
yep.
butterflies.
Yep, there's some more
and
decor.
journals.
Yep.
And more
There's-
butterflies up there.
There's a lot of women's socks. We sell a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of women's socks.
Okay,
Believe
all
it or
right,
not, women like to buy those as well.
You know, a lot of hikers. We have a lot of
True.
hikers in the area, and
Right, we're trying to get some more national park items in the store.
Okay, yeah.
That seems to be really important right now, and a lot of people like to spend money on things that will support the national parks in the United States, too, so.
Salt Fork, not too far south, and some other establishments near Athens. Yes.
Yep, there's a lot of good parks around
Yeah,
here.
no question about it. So what has been a surprise? You've opened for a couple years now. What has been a big surprise?
So, yeah, I've owned the business for just a little over 2 years, and the impact of people coming in here and the amount of goods that I need to have in the store is greater here in Wadsworth. So I like to feel out the different towns like different items, you know. Seville had a different group of people, the things that they liked, and this town seems to have a different likeness, so I have to just shift gears with that, with whatever's in need.
Yeah, that's very true. You have to be situation bound, and you know your customers are always right.
Right.
They're correct.
This is true.
They know what they want.
Yeah.
They know what they want, and you know they look around and buy things, and you know are really satisfied
Right,
with
I haven't
what they
had
have.
any customer that has been unhappy visiting here. Everybody has been very friendly.
Well, that's nice to know that you can you're in a business where you know people really rely on the items here and are very satisfied.
Yep, and customer service, you know, if I can get something for somebody, I will do the best I can to do
All right,
that.
all right. Tell us about that. If you know we want to get you know an item, maybe a basket or something, or
Right,
something
right.
that's a little bigger.
Yep.
You'll tell them I'll try.
Yeah, absolutely. We become quick friends, and we exchange phone numbers, and I will work with the customer, whatever they need. And then they tend to text me back and ask for something else as well. So it's a relationship building place to be, you know, in retail. And you have to respect that. So I try to do that as best I can.
All right. What about the days that you're open for business and you want people to come in?
Yep, I'm open Tuesday through Saturday, sometimes on Sunday. If it's nice out, you know, people are out and about. I think with the markets coming up in the summer, I'll shift my hours for summer hours, you know, as I did in Seville. It all depends on the community. Whatever they're offering is what we're going to do as well.
No question. And you feel the support from the city government and the people you've met really want you to do well.
Yes, I can't get enough information. I get emails and the chamber, I have to read everything to keep it. There's so many things going on.
Oh.
You have to keep reading everything to make sure that you know what's going on in the town, because there is a lot.
Is that the same way it was in Seville and I think Worcester, you said?
It's a little different. It was a little quieter, a little more calm, and like quieter in Seville. But I like the life like this, so it's vibrant, and it's entertaining over here too. It's very fun.
No question about it. Especially, I imagine those first Friday, you see some out-of-towners,
Yep.
and you invite them to come back and, you know, look today and come back.
That's
You're
usually
always
how it
And
is.
tell some friends.
Yep, usually in a shop like this, they come in, look around, and people tend to come back and think about what they want to buy, which is normal for any store that you go to, that you're looking for a unique gift. So we see return faces all the time.
Right. Anything that you would do differently? Maybe have a little more time to open up, or get some other items. Maybe you have some other items that you have thought of and you haven't put on the shelves yet.
I try to be real careful with the other stores, like I said. So I try to watch what everybody else is selling and not to step on anyone's toes. More additional hours, it's just me right now.
Right.
So we might be having to hire some people to help us out, which is nice. It wasn't like that before, but now we might have to take that step.
Well, there's always some high school students that are, getting ready for college and maybe
Yeah.
a
Coming
few
home
hours a
from
week.
school.
Yeah, coming home. Yes, there's
Yep.
no question about it. And very reliable, and you can depend on those Wadsworth students. I was a former administrator, so I can speak highly to that.
Nice.
So the summer, you will have a lot of different things in the store. Will
I
it
hope they have-
completely change?
I think it will stay the same. I hope they have some more plants outside for people to stop by and look at. Something more for the yard, out on the sidewalk for people to shop. Once the patios start opening around town, it'll be nice to have that out there. So can't wait for that.
Yeah, no question about it. what do you have any times that you want to push some items and merchandise and have any sales?
So usually around the holidays, I don't step too deep into the holidays and sell a lot of things, little things here and there. Mother's Day is a very big day, important day. Christmas, you'll see a lot more in my store for the holiday of Christmas time. But other than that, I just have little pieces here and there, but mostly it's a gift you can give on any daily basis, like just a regular gift you need to get somebody or yourself. Everybody shops for themselves as well.
Yeah, and again, anniversaries, birthdays,
Yep.
special occasions in the family, those would be days and items and events that people would really utilize your store.
Yes, for Mother's Day, a lot of the husbands or fathers come in and they need some help shopping, which is awesome. We like to do. So I can do that for them, wrap it up. I can always wrap your gift to make it look nice. There's no need to worry about that after you leave, too.
So you even go ahead and wrap
Sure,
gifts,
yep.
and they can
come back
take
or
a
take it
walk
then,
and
yep.
go get a beverage next door, and then come back, right?
What fun is that? Doesn't
Yeah,
get much better than that,
no
right?
question about it. So, what about 4th of July? Is that very patriotic? Have you thought about that? It's
No, I don't-
kind of down the road a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, I'll have to think about that. There'll
Okay.
be some items for that holiday. Mostly, there's a lot for fall. Fall's a good
Okay,
time as well.
right.
That's a really fun time for me. I enjoy that the most. So
Right.
you'll see more up in the window for that time of the year.
And what colors would that be? Like red and brown, and some of those colors will be featured.
True, but I do try to do unconventional. So
Oh, okay.
that's more of my take on the holiday. There's a lot of the red and the greens for Christmas. I try to do the opposite of that, just because then you have a different choice. So mostly my things are not what you normally see in, the bigger stores.
Where did you get that talent?
My degree is in education, so
Okay,
it's not
okay.
in that at
Yeah,
all, which,
okay.
but I've always enjoyed doing it, probably since high school, which
Mm-hmm.
I probably should have done. We don't know till we're grown what we really, really enjoy. So I really enjoy doing this.
John, it's better late than never.
That's
I
right.
mean, you're
Yeah.
here now and putting your expertise and talents to this. And what would you have the Wadsworth community do? Come in and check you out
Yeah,
and,
just come
and
on
take a
in.
look,
It's
and
nice when
no
people,
pressure.
Yeah, when they walk by and just wave when the doors open, people
Right.
just say hi. That's really nice too. But they come in, check it out, say hi to the dog if they so choose. If they don't like the dog can get put away as well. But he's a friendly little guy.
Yeah,
So
so-
just come in and stop by and see us.
Another area we have several dogs in the block.
Yep.
Tell us about.
There's all the dogs. Ziggy, Archie, Archie here. Because he's blind, he's a
Right,
little more
right.
weary, but he's not unfriendly. So
Right,
he likes to know that the dogs are there, but he doesn't want to visit too long.
He has a good appetite. I tell
Yeah.
you, when you had those treats, he went wild.
He is food driven, that boy.
No question about it. Anything else you'd like to talk about the store? Any things down the road that you might expand upon?
No, I just always take suggestions from people. If there's
Okay.
something that they need to see or would they like to find in a store, please let me know. I really would like to know if there's anything out there that I'm missing.
Yeah, a lot of stores are set in their ways, and they don't really kowtow too much to the customers.
Right.
But it sounds like you welcome that.
I do. I try to build a lot of relationships with the people, so that's really nice to do.
And then again, they'll tell their neighbors and friends and relatives, and
Yeah.
it's to your advantage to be like
Correct,
that.
correct.
No
Yep.
question about it.
You have a good
Well,
time.
We enjoyed the show talking to you, and Abe will get some pictures of all sorts of things on the walls. And thanks for viewing Bruce on the Loose.
Thanks.
And I will be doing some other shows locally in the near future. Thanks for viewing.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.